Hey mamas, welcome to day 15, our final day of our fall 2024 Postpartum Fitness Challenge. So we're doing a different style workout than we've done so far. It's a resistance band, interval training, and strength workout. So we're gonna be using a band, light to moderate resistance. If you don't have a band, you can still do the workout though. All right, we're gonna take that band onto the meaty part of those quads, so about a fist above the knee. Take your feet just outside the hips. We're gonna squat down narrow, and then we're gonna step out wide squat. Again, now step back in narrow, and then step to the other side, wide squat. So we're going one narrow squat, one wide squat, alternating sides. Now you're stepping out, leading with the outside edge of the foot. So make sure as you're stepping out and in, you're not turning the hip and opening the hip toward the side. Chest is lifted. You can do whatever you want to with your hands, whatever feels comfortable here. Just make sure you're not dropping your chest as you squat back and down. Okay, we're gonna come to the edge of our mat. We're gonna do a lateral squat walk or a monster walk. So taking the feet outside hips so there's tension on that band, squat down, we're gonna walk across as many steps as you can, and then we'll walk back to the other side. So what you wanna do is sit back into your hips, push through the outside edge of the foot, keeping those toes straight ahead. Again, we don't wanna open up the hips here. We wanna keep everything square to the front. We've only got 30-second intervals today, so we're gonna move quickly through them, and we're gonna get a nice, good burn. So from the start, we're gonna try to hit full range, really hit the target, and keep that tension in the muscles we're working. All right, we're gonna move to a pulse squat. So this first part's all about legs. So I want you to take your feet a little bit wider than we just had them, and we're gonna sit down and pulse. 30 seconds, here we go. So try to stay in that pulse the whole time. If you need to though, you can do maybe a couple pulses, do 5, stand up. But I would encourage you to try to sit back and stay in that tension where you feel like your legs are on fire. That's what's gonna change the size, shape of the muscle. So stay back and keep that chest lifted. Make sure you're not rounding the spine. Shoulders are back and down. Core is braced. We're almost there, 5 seconds. Use that breath to help you. All right, lateral tap out. So what we're gonna do is take the feet under hips, keep a little bit of tension on that band, hands in front, whatever you wanna do with them. You can also hold a wall. We're gonna tap out to the side and in. So out and in, starting with the right leg. So just tap the toe and keep this leg straight ahead. You're leaning into this leg slightly, but I don't want you leaning over from your torso. Keep everything upright. Push this foot into the floor, especially the heel. And this foot's really light. You're just tapping the toe out and in, really light. So it's 80-20, really 90-10. Even more pressure on this leg. It's really gonna engage the glute and strengthen side glutes, IT bands. Okay, we're gonna stay on that same leg. So same leg stays planted, and we're gonna do a pulsing kickback. So I'll turn to the side and show you. So we're gonna extend this leg back and pulse. Now you can do one of two things. Tap the toe like this or leave it off the floor and balance. 90% or 100. If you're leaving that leg off the floor, it's 100% in that front leg. So you wanna make sure you have really good balance. If you need to hold onto a chair or a wall, countertop, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, find a focal point, keep your back long and straight, and focus on bending this front leg a bit, pushing down through the foot, and using your core to support you here. All right, we're going to an RDL, Romanian deadlift. So feet are a little bit wider than hips. You always want to feel tension on the band. If it's falling off, you need to widen your stance a bit or go with a tighter band. So reach forward, hinge from the hips, and stand up. So you're pushing your butt back, squeezing glutes, drive those heels down. Push back, lift and squeeze. Drive those heels down, keep your neck long, back long and straight. So good for back body mobility and strengthening that posterior chain. All right, that same lateral tap out to the pulsing kickback, we're gonna do it on the other side. So your left leg, my right. We've got a little bit of tension on that band, hands out in front, just a tap out. So about 80-20 here, even 90-10 if you want to even add a little bit of a balance challenge here. You can see I'm barely putting any weight on this leg, just tapping the toe. But if you find yourself leaning to the side, correct, and you can place a little more weight. You just don't want to push out of this leg. We're trying to get those side glutes, but then right here, we're trying to force this leg to do the stabilizing, the balancing. And working on balance and stability is so important for just overall optimizing our function, not just in our workouts, but everyday life. All right, same leg comes forward, pulsing kickback. Sorry, I went over that one a little bit, but you're welcome. Honestly, it's better to do a few more reps than a few less, right? So you can keep that back leg in the air. Make sure you find stability before doing that. And make sure you're keeping a nice straight back. That core is nice and braced. Chin is tucked in. There are a lot of components to this, but you've got time to work on it. Even if it's your first time ever doing something like this, don't feel like you have to get it from the start. It can be frustrating to try something new, but sometimes it's so good to just put yourself out there. Okay, onto the floor, forearm under shoulder. We're gonna do a side plank with a leg raise. So you come to that position and your bottom leg is bent, your top leg is straight, and you're lifting up and down. That top arm is reaching up and down, or you can place the hand on your hip, or if you need to, you can place the hand on the floor. This one's challenging, so if you find it's too difficult to do it with the leg raise with the band on, just go ahead and take that band off, or you can just hold that side plank, no leg raise, that's fine too. Lots of options to be successful here. But we wanna make sure that core is engaged, that 90-degree angle in the arm, so that way we are not putting too much pressure on that shoulder. Okay, plank tap out, so hands under shoulders here. I'll show you a couple options. You're gonna come onto your toes, shift your body weight forward, deep core brace, tap the front leg out and in, back leg out and in. So alternating the feet. Now, keys to the plank tap out, keeping your shoulders over your wrists, keeping your butt down. A lot of times what I see is this, and that is not doing your core any favors. So keep the hips low, keep the hips square to the floor, and keep that strong alignment. If you're having trouble doing it there, come to the floor. But the first thing I'd have you do is, if this is too challenging, take the band off. All right, we're gonna go to that side plank with the leg raise. Other side, so plant the arm 90 degrees, plant the leg, lift and reach, brace that core, pelvic floor is engaged, and lift. And it does not have to be a high lift. It can be 1 inch off the floor. That is still going to work the hips, and you don't even have to use the lift. If you're still holding that side plank, you're working the hips, core, shoulders all together, but we add that movement, and that's gonna just take things up a notch. So this is a more advanced workout, especially with that resistance band. Some of these are really challenging. Good work. Okay, we're going to a glute bridge with abduction. So come on over onto your back. Band is still on, feet hip width apart. We're gonna bridge the hips up and then take the knees out and in. Stay up off the floor if you can this whole time. Just pushing the knees against the band, out and in a couple inches. Heels stay down. If that's too intense, take the band off, or you can drop the hips, bring it back up. Trying to keep that tension in the glutes. If you go too high in that bridge, you're gonna feel it more in your hip flexors and your low back. So find that sweet spot where it really feels in the glutes, the hamstrings, that's what you want. Okay, we're gonna roll back onto the side, forearm under shoulder, 90 degrees, heels together, knees forward. Lift the hips, open and close the knees. This is the clam. So you're gonna open and close the knees, pushing out against that band, pushing forearm into the mat, engaging that pelvic floor and deep core here. You can alternatively drop the hips, open once, and then drop and repeat. That's gonna add a little bit more movement, a little bit of a rest at the bottom. Or same thing here, you can stay on the ground, but you are not here, you're lifted and engaged, not collapsing into that shoulder. All right, let's go back to our bridge. This time we're gonna do a glute bridge pulse. So staying on the floor, heels close to butt, coming up into that bridge, and we hold and pulse. So again, finding that sweet spot where you feel it in the glutes and hamstrings, not too much on the front of those legs or in the low back. Really nice burn for the glutes in this workout. We're getting close to the end. All right, let's roll back over, and this time other side with that clam lift. So elbow under shoulder, knees forward, heels together. Deep breath in, engage that core pelvic floor, open and close. If you can, stay up and stay lifted. If you need to, you can tap the hip back down. We're working a lot of things. You notice all these exercises. We're working upper body, we're working core, we're working legs, glutes, all together. So a lot of these movements are just super functional because you're getting stronger in multiple muscle groups at the same time. Okay, we're gonna go onto our back now, or onto our stomach rather, and do some flutter kicks. So we're gonna lay our head on our hands, just bend your elbows, rest your head on your hands, kick the legs straight off the floor, just little kicks. Squeeze your glutes, point the toes, and try to lift a little higher so you can get the knees off the ground with straight legs. And then try to go for the quads. See if you can get the quads off the ground. You're really gonna feel this in the back of the body, and that's a good thing. We want that pressure in the back. It's a short set, it's intense, but we're almost there. A couple more seconds, and rest. All right, that's it, you guys. Day 15 is done. You guys made it through the 15 workouts of the challenge. So congratulations to you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite workout was, workouts you'd like to see more of. If there's something you want me to continue to show or feature on my channel, please let me know. Let me know what goals you achieved in the last 15 workouts. If there's a new workout goal you set for yourself or a strength goal you set for yourself, I always love to hear about your progress, what your goals are, and what you're looking forward to next. So thank you guys, as always, for being here, for completing this challenge. You're awesome. I'll see you back here next time for our next workout together.